the Panda from Panman Gaming, and today I'm going to be learning how to shoot a gun. And possibly how to aim. Please stay tuned for, hopefully, a safe and fun time. I've never shot a pistol. Now I've shot a rifle, two different ones as a matter of fact, a .22 long, and my mom's, I have no idea what the heck it was, but it had really big shells. Not 50 cal, but pretty big. This is the range. And we'll be shooting targets today. Probably going to be fun and really just a little bit scary for me, but mostly fun. Never done a pistol. First time. Yes, I'm a virgin to pistols. Is there a problem with that? There's going to be two things done today. One, I'm going to learn how to handle a pistol. Two, I'm going to learn to aim a pistol. Three, I'm probably going to fire the pistol. Three, I will be firing the pistol and learning to deal with the recoil. It both excites and scares me, but I've never done this before. It's a new thing. I'm trying this out for the first time. I am ready to go firing.
But wait, do you know how?
No, I don't. I'd love to learn how, so please tell us more, Grandmaster.
Alright, Shadow here, and today we'll be showing you the safe way to be firing a handgun. And today what we have is a Taurus PT-111 that we'll be using for today. This will be a demonstration on how to properly handle a firearm and safely discharge the firearm at your target. So in today's day and age, handgun safety is at an all-time high. And as an example of how you should store your handgun, most states allow and some states don't allow having ammo in the handgun. I carry mine with the ammo in there because the only time it's in a case is whenever it's not on my side. So in most cases you would not have the ammo with the handgun. However, I have this gun disabled where the action will not function and it is completely inert. For this gun you need something that is called a key to unlock it. But the handgun, the way it is right now, being in a inert state, now live, is completely unloaded all the way through. So I will relock the gun, put it into an inert state, make sure the safety's on, and now it's not able to be fired. Now we shall go over the proper handgun handling techniques, now that we have a fully unloaded, unarmed handgun. Remember, you always want to treat every gun as if it is loaded and ready to fire. So now let's go over the basic functionality of a handgun. I'm sure 90% of all people in the United States, including children, know how to operate one of these, and don't think that children won't figure one out real easy. Here's a rough overview of the handgun. You have the trigger mechanism, which is probably the most important mechanism to be aware of. You pull the trigger, and the gun goes off. Fairly simple stuff. That is the most critical thing to know. That when the trigger is pulled, the gun goes off. Handling a handgun is also equally important. Make sure you never point the barrel at whatever you're not intending to be shot. You always want to hold a gun pointed away from any human life or anything that you don't want to get shot. Taurus actually has this nice little finger rest to keep you in check. This is where your finger should be if you're not pulling the trigger. Remember, when you pull the trigger or your finger's on the trigger, you are ready to kill or shoot whatever you are pointing at. Like I said, this gun is disabled at the moment, but you still treat it as if it's loaded and ready to fire. So we'll go over aiming once again. If you hold the gun, as I am, you will see there's 3 dots. You want to line up these 3 dots with your target.
And basically, to wrap things up, as far as I've learned, there's 1, never point the gun at anything you do not intend to shoot. 2, when you look down the sights, line them up and line the target up with the dots. Next thing is going to be handling and actually firing. This is going to be fun.
Like I said, most kids nowadays either know how to use a handgun or have seen it used in most cases. Knowing how to use a handgun from video games is definitely not the same as using them in real life. You have the basic concept of aiming and shooting and pulling the trigger, but that's just the basics. Like I said, the very most important thing that you can do with the handgun is make sure the barrel is pointed away and do not touch the trigger until you're absolutely ready to fire. Now let's go over some of the mechanics of the gun. The third most important thing to actually know about your handgun is where your safety is located, and this can vary between many different models of gun. The standard model of handgun, which I'm using today, is a PT-911 Taurus, which is like many other common semi-automatic handguns, has the safety accessible by your right thumb. This is the safety right here. Pointing it down range, I will disengage the safety. Now it is safety off. Now it's safety on. This varies between handgun to handgun, and you cannot rely on safeties to actually be foolproof. There's been a lot of recorded incidences where safeties have been on and guns have still fired. This is why you always take the first practice of make sure that no matter what is going on with your gun, if the barrel is pointing somewhere where it shouldn't, don't make that happen. Gun safety is so critical that it's important to know where the barrel is pointing at any given time. Like I said, treat every gun as if it's ready to fire. And on top of that, treat every gun like it's going to fire no matter where you're pointing it. Worst case scenario. This will get you in the mindset of when you're pointing a gun to always have it pointing on something that is not going to hurt someone else. Like I said, the second practice is don't touch the trigger until you're ready to fire. Another good practice is never leave a handgun where it can be accessed by anyone else or any unauthorized personnel. If you're the owner of the handgun, you are responsible for whatever happens to that gun, even if it's stolen. Now that we went over some basic safety in the gun, let's go over how it works. Once again, here is the trigger. And this part that I took apart is what's known as the action. We'll get into its function in a little bit. And this is what's known as a magazine. Revolvers do not typically have magazines. When holding the gun, the magazine loaded with the bullets goes into the handle. The bullets would be up here. So this is a basic overview of some of the gun components and how they function. Pan will show you how the gun actually works internally.
Alright, so I can show you how a gun internally works, but I can't do it out here right at the moment, so I'm going to take the moment to swipe to another place. And welcome to my virtual world. Here I can demonstrate some of the science behind a modern handgun. I will be using a Colt 1911 to let you see into the workings of handguns, as it is one of the most iconic handgun designs. As we pull the trigger, we'll see that there's a little gray piece that comes to the back of the firing pin, which sets the round off and sends it down the barrel. As you continue watching though, the round is sent down the barrel, but another thing happens while the round is leaving the gun. Now that we see that the round has completely left the barrel, we'll also take a look at the fact that this action also slides back and ejects the spent round out of the gun, in order to make room for the new one. Now that the action has gone all the way back, the springs in the action will suddenly spring it forward. A mechanism on the bottom will catch the new round and drag it into the barrel. Now that the spent ammunition has been ejected, we'll see that the slide will now spring back forward with the two springs in the front, allowing for the next round to come into position and complete the cycle of firing so that the firearm is ready to fire again. Do keep in mind that handguns are all different, and not all handguns function the same way, as each design isn't the same. This is just a basic demonstration of how handguns work. I do hope that you've enjoyed this educational tidbit on how the insides of a gun work, and please stay tuned for the next part of this two-part adventure. Please be sure to set your sights on that like button, and if you hate or love us, then be sure to comment and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit us at SHADOWFOOT.net for other videos. This has been Pan the Panda from Pan Gaming, and I'll see you on the next one. Like what you see? Enjoy our content? Then please consider visiting our Patreon page. There you can learn how we got our start, and there you can be a part of the action.